Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting and Committee of the Whole meeting immediately following. A special welcome to all of you for your first time here at City Hall. I just spoke to a gentleman who graduated Geneva High School in 1991. He said this is his first time here.
Yep, that is true. I hope we'll be here again next year.
Indeed, I hope so too. We begin our City Council meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to invite the gentlemen who are here from, roll call. Forgive me. City Clerk Kellick will take the roll.
Bowering? Here. Furnish?
Here.
Kilberg? Here. Cussrod?
Here.
Maliki?
Here.
Marks?
Mark's here.
Mayor?
Here.
Palmquist?
Here.
Paschke?
Here.
Reinecke?
Here.
We have a full house tonight. With that, the gentleman from Geneva Middle School North, kindly lead us in the pledge. Thank you, gentlemen. Our first item of business this evening is item 3A to proclaim World Migratory Bird Day in the city of Geneva. There's a motion by Paschke, seconded by Mayor. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. We have some
Mark,
special
aye.
guests with us this evening too. Jennifer, where are you? My friend from Rockford, come on up. And I know you're going to also introduce the Potts brothers, right?
I can, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
I just met them. Well, I kind of met them a couple years ago when I came to present as well. I don't know if everyone can hear me. But
We sure
we're
can.
also here to talk about Bird City, Illinois. So part of Bird City, Illinois is the proclamation, which you just announced. But in 2022, after 2 years of development, the Audubon Council of Illinois launched the Bird City, Illinois program, which was modeled after the highly successful Bird City, Wisconsin. Since 2022, we have gradually grown this program through the state of Illinois, and we have since recognized over 15 communities.
Excellent.
A community must meet at least 9 criteria of the program to become an official bird city. And both the public and citizens demonstrate an active and ongoing commitment to the protection and conservation of bird populations and their habitats. It's a pleasure to be here tonight to add Geneva to the growing list of municipalities that have achieved this designation. Through your work, you have educated your community on birds, hosted a World Migratory Bird Day event, and committed to the Bird City, Illinois program through a municipal resolution. We commend you on your dedication to birds and conservation in your community. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the Pot Brothers.
Okay.
They are the ones who...
These are the guys. Come on up, gentlemen. It sounds like a band, man. The Potts brothers. It's like,
I wish. So I'm John Potts.
John?
My name's Kevin Potts.
Hi, Kevin.
And yeah, we joined the Natural Resources Committee a couple years back, and Jennifer presented on Bird City, Illinois when we joined on our first day. And then over the past 2 years, been working towards this day. So we've been working to get the 9 checklist items to make sure that we successfully complete the checklist that we need to for the Bird City. And then we have a World Migratory Bird Day coming up in early May, May 17th, where we will be sending out information to the community through an e-letter, newsflash. And yeah, so it's actually, this has been 2 years of working towards this, so we're really excited for this.
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
May 17th is a Sunday.
Sunday,
Yes.
Yep, so information will be coming out, social media,
Fantastic.
the Geneva newsletter. It's
Now,
coming
who's
probably-
older?
This guy.
That'd be me. Yeah, we're really excited about it. I mean, we've been doing it like since September of 2024. We've been working toward it. We're huge birders. We love everything with birds. So
Okay, you got to explain that, man, because
this is
what
something.
makes the Potts brothers such big birders?
Hey, we bird watching. We love going around to areas in Geneva. Like Fox River is such an important migratory path
Sure.
for like spring, fall migration. So we love getting out there and seeing what natural resources Geneva has to offer, and that's huge when it comes to birding. And so we're always out there birding, and yeah, we're excited about this event coming up in May, and we're excited to have Geneva be a bird city.
Now, I'm curious. You wake up your little brother and say, let's go birding,
Yeah, which I do.
which you do.
Yep.
What does that entail? Is it just as you are dressed, or do you put on a particular?
Oh, you'll know a birder when you see them. There's a
right?
there's a look.
Is there a look?
Yeah, you get a nice sun hat, binoculars,
Oh, yeah.
checklist. A lot of birders use their phone to identify calls.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
So kind of like the Shazam, right, for music, but you do
Yeah,
that for
something
bird?
like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I just showed my age. Didn't I? So you can literally click and that'll tell you what the bird is.
Yeah, if you want to do it that way.
Or-
We're traditionalists. We're big bird book people.
Okay.
Inherited bird books from our grandpa. So that's our way of doing it. We don't like to bring technology into it, but teach their own.
So Grandpa was a birder as well.
Oh yeah, and bird photographer too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
Published photographer, I assume.
So he's just, at his house, like he'll have it up, pictures of birds he's taken pictures of, owls, things of that nature.
So where did you guys grow up?
Geneva.
May I ask what, Geneva High School?
Of course.
May I ask what year?
I graduated in 2011.
2014 for me.
And depression sinks in. Wow. And you've been birding pretty much all your life
Yeah, it's been
because of Grandpa.
Yep.
Yep, and then our dad does it too, so it's really,
Really?
just
Is Dad here tonight?
No.
What's
Got
the
bigger
bi-
things to do.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I mean, when I saw the topic birding, I thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be a big
Yeah.
crowd. Look at the crowd. It's like, what's the best time of day to go birding?
7 a.m. in May. 7 a.m. Earlier is better.
Why is that?
Birds are awake. They call. May because they have their breeding plumage, so they're beautiful. They have their colors. When they come back
Okay.
in fall, they won't have those colors. It'll be harder to identify them.
And how, forgive me for the sophomoric questions,
No,
but how
you're good.
close can you get to a bird?
depends. I mean, a Canada goose very close, but when you're looking for the more rare ones, you're looking in the treetops and whatnot. So.
Are you climbing the trees? No.
No, yeah. That,
If you want to,
I guess yeah.
I
if you're,
won't stop you. I won't be
This is
climbing
becoming
the
an
trees.
insurance claim all of a sudden, hasn't it? And is there one particular bird that either of you gentlemen have said, this is the one I want to see or hear?
Hermit thrush.
What did you say, Bo?
Yeah, a hermit thrush. It's
Oh,
a
of
very bland,
That was my
boring
guess, the
bird.
hermit thrush. It was the-
It's probably what everyone's looking for. It's a brown bird that just hangs out on the ground. But yeah, Kevin and I were looking for it for a while. So
And you found it?
yes,
Where?
in our backyard, literally. We would go to all the forest reserves in King County, and then just walk on our deck. I was like, okay, well there it is.
Really?
Actually,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just,
It's-
do you mind sharing the neighborhood you live in?
Eagle Brook,
A lot of, what's that bird called again?
hermit thrush, and not a lot. If there were a lot, it'd be easy. That's the thing. So.
Ah, okay.
Yep. But I mean, that's the thing about birding. It's like you can go far and wide, and then eventually just walk under your car. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't really. It's not about effort, and it's like not about like the most beautiful spots. Like you'd think that going into a forest would be the best. It's like parking lots are the best because
Okay,
you can see
explain
the
that.
edges of trees instead of when you're in the trees, you can only see the trees around you. In the parking lot, you can see a whole like face of trees. So yeah, so the birds will show up as long as you're looking.
So who saw the Herman Munster thrush first?
I think that was you.
Yeah, I saw it. I was pretty pumped.
And did you yell out to Kev?
Yep, I yelled out to my uncles were around too. So I mean, our whole family birds. So, yeah, we have no friends or anything. We just bird.
This is a big day in the Potts house, wasn't it?
It's a big day for Geneva, especially for us. It's
You know,
a
we
big day
actually,
for us.
just so you, this is a surprise to you, but we have the 911 call.
What? I don't know. I honestly have
When
no
you
idea
found
what
the
that
hermit
means.
thrush.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very exciting. Deputy Chief, play that call. So you found it on the deck. Life is good.
yep.
Oh yeah.
What's your advice for those who wish to go either as formally and pronounced as both of you or just casually into birding?
I feel like it's kind of like fishing in a way where it's if you're really trying to if it's all about getting the fish or it's all about getting the bird, sometimes I don't know if you can stress yourself out if you're not succeeding, but I feel like it's more just like the act of doing it. You're with your friends, or you're with like your dad or whatever, and it's just spending time in a natural setting in a beautiful place with people you love. And yeah, I think that's a great way to
And
bird.
you're quiet. Are you quiet or no? You can shoot the.
It kind of depends, right? I mean, like if you're early in the morning and the birds are chattering, it doesn't matter that much. Maybe at night, if it's much more sparse, yeah, you got to be quiet. It depends.
So I have to ask, what do you gentlemen do professionally?
I work at Scholastic. What company?
There you go.
Project management for like construction. So the birding stuff doesn't come into my professional life, unfortunately.
It does not.
It does not.
You're on site, you don't say, oh my God, a hermit thrush.
I'll think that, but I won't say that
Well, you don't
because
dare
it's all a facade, Mayor. It's all a facade.
And Scholastic? Are you the birding guy of the
No,
entire team?
Not so much, but hey, there's always tomorrow. So
Wow. We're going to cancel the rest of the meeting, just talk about this.
we can go all day.
Well, we're proud of you guys, man. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very, very much. And we're delighted and honored, and we do have some questions on the dais. We're delighted that Jennifer's here as well. Alderperson Bowring.
I just have a quick question. Can I ask how long your local list is? Like how many different species of birds you've seen within the Fox River area?
I don't have it broken out by just
Or just the total number?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I know like the record in King County
Yeah?
is, I think, 9th place is around 250. I met that guy up in Wisconsin, and he had a lot to say. And I was like, okay, I get it. You bird more than me. All right. So when you get very competitive in birding, it becomes no fun, in my opinion. But to each their own, you know, if you want to be that type.
But you can find like a ton of birds just in Geneva. It's like,
Yeah,
like
I think-
hundreds.
I think
Really?
over 300 has come through
Wow.
King County, like that's been tracked. Now
Sure.
that's not in a single year, that's over the course of
Many years.
30 years or whatever, right? Since they started tracking on eBird and whatnot.
Well, I feel a little reassured that even avid birders use their phones to identify bird calls
yeah.
because I feel like I'm very slow on the uptake with those. I recognize like 5,
Yep.
and that's about it. And that's because I have little kids and we have a bunch of books that make bird calls. So,
That helps.
the ones that are easy to remember are like loons and killdeers. Although my mom did see a killdeer today. Anyway, thank you very much. And I want
I've
to
been to
applaud your
Killdeer.
effort to
Thank you.
help Geneva achieve Bird City status. I think that's a great step forward for us, and so thank you for all of your work on that.
Thank you so much.
Alderperson Kilburg.
Yeah, thanks for your work on the Natural Resources Committee and leading us in this direction, and obviously you're passionate about it. One thing you might find interesting, and I just happened to watch it last night on 60 Minutes. Did you catch that segment?
No, what was it?
Well, it was a gentleman that's traveled the world capturing animal and bird sounds and preserving those because a lot of these are facing extinction. And what he's done is he's gotten together with the drummer from Police, the band that,
Nice. Yeah.
and they've composed and they're going to release an album with all this coordinated with an orchestra, the bird sounds. So if you got an opportunity, I'd encourage you, because of your passion about this, to take that segment in. You can pull it up and take a look at it. But I found it fascinating, and
Okay. Yeah, check it out for sure. I
yeah.
didn't know
60
that.
minutes?
yeah, it was on 60 Minutes just last night. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Alderperson Mayor, excuse me.
I just think it's fascinating hearing you guys talk about this, and
Yeah.
I hope that as members of the Natural Resources Commission, you might do a podcast for us or something about
So
it.
we just finished our last podcast.
Oh, wait a minute.
We're movie
Okay.
podcasters, and that like took a lot of time. So doing
Yeah.
a bird podcast is gonna
That's
you warm up to
way
it
too
again.
much, yeah? Okay.
You never know.
Which of course begs the question, can you make bird impersonations?
Oh my God.
I have a feeling the answer is yes.
The answer is yes, but like we got to keep you guys wanting more in case we present.
Oh,
later,
trust me.
You know.
If you do this on live television,
There you go.
yeah, we'll get
All right, hit him with the
we'll
loon
go
call.
like 7 people broadcast tuning in. Fire away.
All right.
I'm out in the woods and I'm thinking, oh my God, I gotta call.
Yeah, one of
Potts
us.
Brothers.
I can
What
do
do I
it.
See
hear?
if I can do it with
Oh,
the
you
ring
got
on,
it?
yeah.
All right.
It's about as good as I can do.
Yeah. So then I'll
Is that
hear
the Lyman Kugels commercial? What is that? It's like,
I never thought that would ever come in handy, but I'm glad that worked. Yeah.
What bird was that?
I mean, kind of like a loon, I
A
guess.
loon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately not native to the area, so you'll never hear it unless you're listening to him.
They pass
so.
through.
Well,
Yeah.
little brother?
Oh, that's all I can do as well. You have to trust me on that.
Just the one. Yeah.
Are your uncles and grandpa and dad better?
Grandpa passed away a few years ago. Uncles are pretty good at it as well.
So, again, it begs a second question.
Yep.
When the Potts are together, is that all you hear are bird calls, or you guys actually converse?
It's a lot of bird conversation for
Is it
sure.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that and mushrooms. Those are the things.
Well, let's just change the subject.
Yeah, right? How much time you got? We're on the Natural Resources Committee for a reason, okay? Like, it's going to be all of it.
Clearly. Well, would you mind, we have a special presentation, and our friend, Mr. McCready, is going to grab something. I'm going to join you.
Nice. Yeah, good job. Sure. Yeah.
That's my cue. Okay, get out of the shot.
Who the heck knew?
Take some photos here in just a moment. All right, everyone get close there. We got a presentation. We're going to take a few like this. Don't like that. Yes. All right. Here we go. Do you want to unveil?
Father Jennifer and the Potts brothers, we kindly ask that you unveil.
Pull it back.
Okay. Straight up.
Bam.
All right, I've got plenty. I will send
And this will be installed in all the parking lots in your deck of your house.
Well said.
Gentlemen, pleasure. The mics are on.
Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Outstanding.
So cool. Look at Martha.
Thank you, Martha.
Older person Paschke's.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Really was.
What's cool?
We are now going to take votes by bird call for the rest of the night. Well, no, we're not? Okay. Item 3B is to recognize our friends from Geneva Middle School North for their 2025 Illinois Elementary School Association Class 4A Boys Cross Country Team third place finish. Any introductions, or should we just invite the gentlemen up? Coaches, just invite these guys up? Okay, come on up, all of you. And I would invite all of you to introduce yourselves, what grade you're in, and then we'll go from there. How's that?
My name's Jacob Calvario, and I'm in 8th grade.
Welcome, Jacob.
My name is Johnny Lando, and I'm in 8th grade.
Welcome, Johnny.
My name is Evan McGowan, and I'm in 8th grade.
Now, hold on, Evan. Who's your grandma?
Sherry McGowan.
Sherry McGowan, as in? Bingo, well done.
My name's
Well done.
Evan Best. I'm in 8th grade.
Hey, Kevin, how are you, man?
My name's Owen Connect. I'm in 6th grade.
Owen?
My name's Lachlan Derringer, and I'm in 6th grade.
Lachlan, I got to ask about your name, man. It's a cool name. Is it a family name?
No.
Thanks for the give and take there. That was
Yep.
So, Lachlan, stick up there, man. Stick up. Sixth graders, come on up. So, last year you won this thing, third place. That's pretty cool. And as I understand it from your principal, Mr. Carley, That was the first year Geneva Middle School North joined the IESA. You guys go to state and end up at the podium. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Why cross country? I'm going to assume you guys are all multi-sport athletes, right?
Yeah.
What is so unique about cross country to you? Owen?
Well, my parents are both runners.
Oh, are they here tonight?
What?
Are they here tonight?
Yeah, my dad's back there, and mom just ran the Boston Marathon today.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
That was today. That was today? That's today. Is mom tuning in?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, she's healing. Well, that's pretty cool, man.
Thank you.
And do you love cross country?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a little not great at times, but I enjoy the fun of it, I guess.
And the obviously your teammates, of course.
Yeah, it's probably the best part.
Lachlan, how about you, man? What's the drive for you?
Well, I just want to get like conditioned for other sports. The conditioning
you go.
mainly.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like chess?
No.
No?
Like basketball mainly.
Ah, but you got to be a good runner, though, right?
Yeah.
Now your coaches are standing at the back of the room.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you guys this. No advice from the coaches. Do you still have your own running style, or have the coaches said you should run differently?
I don't know. They haven't really told me to like change like my style or anything.
So you just, when you hear the starting gun go off, you just run.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how far is the average race?
2 miles.
Yeah, it's always been 2 miles.
Always 2 miles. Even at this level.
Yep.
Yes.
Got it. Have you guys run the cross-country course in Geneva? On the old landfill?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Settlers Hill, I believe.
Settlers Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough course, I've heard.
Yeah, it's very hilly.
Really tough course.
Yeah.
You ever trip over garbage there or anything?
No.
No, okay. Anything else you want to share with us, gentlemen? Are you excited about your finish? Mm-hmm. And I heard a coach yell out earlier, maybe you'll be back next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same team sticks together? Well, you 8th graders are off to high school, man.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be recruiting your teammates for next year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any prospects out there?
Not so.
No. Well, Lachlan, we'll see you when you're 21.
Yep.
Anything else, guys? Any questions for these 6th grade studs? Congratulations. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, 8th graders, here we go. Have you always been running cross-country since middle school?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Well, me and him started in 7th grade. These two started in 6th grade.
Okay, to those who started a year ago, why did you join?
Because it looked fun. My friends were in it.
Same reason.
That's it.
My friends were in it, and I wanted
So,
conditioning.
practice one, you come home thinking, oh, this ain't for me? Or did you think, oh, I can do this?
I could do this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could do this.
And you're veterans of the team. You guys have done this for years.
Yeah.
Are parents runners as well, brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles?
Yeah. My parents are both runners, and my sister's a runner.
Is that right? Older or younger sister?
Twin.
Oh, twin. Okay. Is she here tonight?
No, she didn't want to come.
So you're close. That's good. And how about you?
I started in 4th grade.
4th grade?
I did this club, and at first I wasn't really that into it, and then I decided to do cross country in middle school, and then I ended up really loving it, and then I really liked my team, and then I continued to do it for the second 2 years.
So if I heard you correctly, you said there was a 4th grade cross-country club?
Yeah, it was. My parents just said, I signed you up for this club, it's free. I was like, sure, I'll do it.
Go run.
And then you did too.
Oh yeah, I also started in 4th grade, and we were on the same club.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing the club's name?
Accelerators.
Ah, yes.
Down at the windmill.
Oh, so you meet there, then take off?
Yeah.
Are you always running on the path, or are you running on turf? Because that's what you do in the competition.
It's like every season, it's a different spot that they do.
It is. Okay.
But yeah.
What's your best time?
Cheers.
I run 10:30 in the 2 mile.
Go.
He's also a state champion.
Yes, I was going to bring that up, yeah. And this young man who just spoke, state champion.
Yes, sir.
What was your time?
What?
10:40.
At state, I ran 10:41.
Obviously, you're very proud of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know you had that in the bag when you were running?
Yeah, going into the race, I thought I was going to win.
Really? Why is that?
I just had a really good season going up to the race, and I knew everyone I was racing.
Oh, you
And
did? It's a small world, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, that's cool. What do you get for first place? Free college scholarships, that kind of stuff? Do you have an NIL going?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
How about you? What's your best time?
It's 11:30, and I PR'd this season.
You did.
And
Congratulations.
From like this season to in 7th grade, I had a lot of improvement. From 6th grade to 7th, I like had the same time, and then just this past year, I improved a lot.
Fantastic, man. Who else have I heard from here?
10:57.
Nice, man.
Thank you.
Wow. No, that's for the yeah, that's if you're running on East State Street. It's like 14 minutes just to get up the hill. Wow. Who else?
11:28.
Man, incredible. So, yes, Owen, what's yours?
11:10.
Fudge Pops. Lachlan?
Mine was 11:57.
And you guys just know this. Now, do you have a ritual prior to the race? What you eat, what you don't eat, music you listen to?
Yeah, we pray.
Oh yeah, all of us would pray before the race.
There you go. What about immediately after the race?
We'd usually do like a cool
We'd
down.
usually do a cool down and go
We'd
get.
run to like a Smoothie King or donuts, get donuts.
Oh, that's good donuts.
We
That's
love
good.
it.
Yeah, just like I remember.
So the race is over, life is good, everyone, and you guys head to Dunkin' Donuts or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice, man. And now you 8th graders, you're tall. Still growing?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
What's the best height for a cross-country champion, you know? I don't. I was just curious.
Probably taller.
Like 5'11", 6 foot.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's great, too.
What else do you want to share with us? Fire away.
Why are you looking at me?
It's live TV. Don't worry about it. Take your time.
I feel like it really started to set in that we were gonna be like some of the best athletes our school has ever seen when it was 1 week where we had an invitational and everybody on the team went, and that was everybody's last race except for us because our coaches kept the top 10 boys and the top 10 girls so we could go race at sectionals and at state for the next 2 weeks. And the first day coming to practice on that Monday after everybody was gone and it was just like the 20 of us, it started to set in that we were like one of a kind,
Indeed you are.
or like 20 of a kind.
20 of a kind. That's good.
There was only like 2 girls.
That's good.
Well,
It was just
after at sectionals.
So high school next year, you're going to run?
Yeah.
Yep.
You are. What other sports, or any sports, are you going to play?
Track. Track. I used to play basketball, but I quit to focus on running.
You did?
Mhm.
Yeah. How about you, gentlemen? See what opportunities present themselves?
Probably gonna do also basketball and track.
Nice, man. Okay. Owen, starting with you, man. It's 20 years from now. What are you doing professionally with your life?
That's tough, man.
Running.
I haven't thought about it, but like,
Excellent answer.
yeah. A lot of options. Like baseball, basketball, lacrosse, running possibly. So.
You're going to play all those sports and be a runner when you're 30-something years old?
Probably not. but
Life is good.
Probably find a profession or something.
Hopefully be running professionally and have a good job, of course.
Who's your hero in running?
Probably Cole Hawker. He runs for the U.S. and he just won gold.
Yes, he did.
Running professionally.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. How about you?
Running, probably not professionally.
What do you want to do professionally? Have you even thought about it?
I don't know. Maybe finance or some
birding?
business, like
Anybody wanna do birding?
grown-up stuff. I could do birding.
Finance,
They,
really?
they made it sound fun.
They did? I thought it was cool guys.
Yeah.
Man, how about you?
I haven't thought about it yet. I would like to probably play sport in college.
Yeah.
Like do a sport in college, but I haven't thought about it too much.
Lachlan?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it, but I would love to do professional basketball.
Well, what the heck? Why not? It's good living, man. You know, I played pro basketball for 4 years. No. That was Nerf basketball. I should have probably qualified that. I was the best in my house. Only child. So, anything else from the dais? Alderperson Kilberg.
You guys want to introduce your coaches? We haven't heard from them yet.
A lot of excitement there.
I haven't even talked to you yet, Coach.
My name is Jake Austin, and this is my third year with these guys, so these 8th graders. I've had them since 6th grade. Most rewarding thing as a coach, third place was great, but it's just the team camaraderie and seeing these guys grow from 6th grade to 8th grade. And towards the end of the year, I have a spreadsheet of all my runners, and I keep all their times from every meet, and I track, show the improvement from not just the season, but from year to year, and just the times and the hard work that these guys have put in. And that's the most rewarding thing for me, because whether you're the number 1 guy on the team or the number 60th kid on the team, you can still see your personal progress and how much better you're getting. So
How long have you been coaching?
this is it's only my 3rd year in Geneva, but I have 12 years of coaching experience, and I ran cross country and track in college as well. So I mean, I've been around the sports since I was in 6th grade.
No kidding.
Where
did you go to school?
I went to North Central College
Not familiar.
in Naperville.
Yeah, I went to Augustana. So.
Different conversation.
Yes, indeed. Meetings over.
But no, it's been sport that I fell in love with at a young age, and some of my favorite memories are from middle school. My middle school was in the IESA and going to the state track meet, and I wanted that opportunity for these kiddos too, and they got to experience it this year,
Indeed
and
they
hopefully for many years to come.
Wow.
So,
Thank you, Coach.
Coach Nakum.
This was my first year coaching. What a year to join.
Yes.
Learned a lot from the kids, learned a lot from Coach. He really, I can't tell you how dedicated he was. And the kids fell in line, they fell in suit. And it was a great platoon of kids to work with. It was awesome. Yeah.
So, coaches, what did you learn from the athletes that you didn't expect to learn?
I think when it got tough, they bonded and connected well, and they picked each other up. And we had a good run. We really did have a good run, but the camaraderie was excellent. It was fun to see them really band together. I didn't think running individually would be such a team sport, and it made me proud. It was great to see them.
Well said. Coach?
Yeah, I think just it's one of the only sports 6th graders can play. So you got kids coming from 6 different elementary schools, and they're splitting up with some of their kids from elementary school. And so it's a great way to meet new friends and then, form these lifelong bonds. And, some of these guys become great friends, but that's because they ran cross country and, met each other during that sport. And so, that's one of my favorite things to see and learn from them, and just, how you can, even as a kid, meet someone new and, just share a passion for something. And it's been pretty great.
So the last question, are there any questions or comments from the dais? Alderperson
No,
Gilbert?
I just want to tell you that I think you have a tremendous amount of potential here. Your 2-minute times translating to a 5K, I think will make you competitive at the high school level. Beyond that, I think is how dedicated and how committed you are to the sport. And I'd love nothing more than to see one of you guys climb the hill in Peoria and win a state title for Geneva. I think that'd be fantastic. And I think one of you might be that individual. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And the final question before we release you for the evening, but I want you to stick around and meet our friends who are joining us from lands far away. 8th graders, is this the official uniform of the cross-country team?
No.
But you all look identical.
This was not planned.
Yeah, this
Okay, yeah, sure it wasn't, man, sure it wasn't.
It kind of was.
I,
Was it?
I thought we had a new
I don't
boys
know.
band
I
up
guess
here or something. It's like,
not. No.
it's unbelievable, isn't it? You guys could be in the Sears catalog. Do you know what that is? Of course you don't. Thank you for the older people giggling at that one. Thank you. I see Mr. Kafer shaking his head. We're proud of you guys, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Now, gentlemen, stick around. We've got some pretty cool dudes, or a young lady and a gentleman to invite up. Ben, do you want me to start with the students, right? Item C is to recognize Geneva's cultural exchange students, Sigrun and Tamuri. Who should we send? Want to both come up or one at a time? What do you think? Whatever is best. Come on up. What the heck? Yeah, why not? Oh, did you want to say something first? Forgive me.
I might, but more importantly, Mary Jane.
Oh, Mary Jane, do you want to speak first? It's up to you. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I got to overrule. Mary Jane, forgive me.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
Oh, take your time.
Thank you for your time tonight.
Not as much time as the students from Geneva Middle School North.
It's a hard act to follow.
I know.
My name is Mary Jane Johnson, and I'm currently the secretary for the International Cultural Exchange Committee. And tonight it is my pleasure to introduce our AFS students from Geneva High School. But before I do, I just wanted to mention a few statistics. The goal of AFS is to promote a more peaceful world by connecting people across cultures and building lasting relationships. Sound like something we should do? I think so. Anyway, since 1961, Geneva High School has hosted 125 AFS students. And since 2007, 28 students have been on the Department of State scholarships called the YES Scholarship. It was Senator Kennedy and Lugar that started that scholarship, and it was presented for students from low-sending countries, underprivileged countries, and Muslim countries. And unfortunately, this year, the YES funding has been terminated. So it's, we're very disappointed, to say the least. But in response, with this change, AFS is going to pilot 3 summer programs. They'll be in the state of Ohio, Oregon, and in Illinois. And they will be for students who are, indeed interested in international relations, international understanding. And I have brochures in the back if you would like to take a look at them. And also, if you or somebody you know, Martha, would like to host an exchange student, we really are in need of hosting families. For the 26-27 school year, we have 1 family. So now, more importantly, this year's students are Tamuri Diasamidze from the Republic of Georgia, and he is hosted by Liz and Scott Simpson, and tonight by Martha Paschke. And Sigrun Gutasan, and she is hosted by Cami Humpke. So these are the students.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Come on up, students. First and foremost, Tamuri, happy birthday. You had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
18 years old.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that exciting? And you, as I understand it, drove into the city to go to the aquarium.
That's right.
And how was that?
It was fun. It was amazing.
Yeah?
You don't see much of that in Georgia, or, I haven't seen any aquarium that big anywhere else, so it was really good. And I got to spend some time with the family. The best thing, I think. From the whole journey, which is so good. Extended family, it was just amazing.
From the Republic of Georgia.
That's right.
How's life in Georgia?
It's good.
Good.
It's good to be home.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, 8 months here, so.
Is that right?
Yes, I'm ready to go back.
And when do you head back?
In 3 weeks.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow. What are you gonna do those final 3 weeks?
I don't know. I'm in volleyball team, so most of
Well,
it.
of course you are, for God's sake.
Yes.
It's like, do you play volleyball in Georgia as well?
I played volleyball, yeah, in high school. I was in high school team back there too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What
We
position
played-
are you? Are you a hitter?
I was a middle.
Middle.
Yes. And we played second in nationals too, so.
What? Really?
It was good, yes.
Yeah, very good. You gonna go pro?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
What do you want to do with your life after all this excitement?
I wanna study. I wanna most probably study engineering.
Okay.
Or I'm really good with numbers, so maybe some finance, audit. So I'm gonna do either. I'm gonna stay in Georgia for a year. Then I have planned to go somewhere else in Europe, most probably Austria, because I'm fluent in German too. So I wanna.
You're fluent in German too?
Yes.
Wow. How many languages are you fluent in?
I was fluent in Russian too. I'm not that fluent anymore, but I can speak Russian more or less.
Okay.
I can understand a lot more than I can speak. I'm fluent in German, and English, and my mother tongue, Georgian.
And Alderperson Bowering, how many languages are you fluent in?
At this rate, one, but I can have say a smattering of things in English, Deutsch, Français, oui, Thai, y Español.
So there.
Willkommen.
What do you think of this?
Ich wusste nicht, dass du kennst Deutsch.
Wunderbar. Danke.
You guys go ahead. We'll just wait till you're wrapped up there. And Alderperson Bowering also was on the national volleyball team.
Not balls.
Not good. Brothers and sisters, Tamari?
I have a younger sister. She's 14.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How often do you connect with her when you're here?
Not that often.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the whole point of the experience is to kind of build a new life here, so I'm trying to do that. Not that I'm not calling my family that often. Maybe once in 2 weeks or once a month.
Wow. Zigrun,
Yeah.
from the Faroe Islands.
Uh-huh.
Now, for those of us geographically challenged, where are the Faroe Islands?
It's in between Iceland and Norway. It's in the middle of the ocean. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
A lot of attention on the Faroe Islands these days.
There is.
I was challenging you.
Oh.
But I told you
Yeah.
my daughter's in Iceland.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She flew to Reykjavik today.
Yeah.
And you are 16 years old.
I'm 16, yeah.
And how long have you been here?
Since August.
Since August.
Yeah.
So you arrive in the States, you hop into O'Hare Airport. What's the first thing you noticed?
The warmth.
The warmth.
Yeah.
And
It
you
was warm,
And
yeah.
you survived the winter here, too.
I did, yeah.
But you're
I mean,
used
I'm
to
used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Was it a bad winter here or no?
I don't think so, no.
No?
No?
Oh, wow.
Brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of three. I have three. No, yeah, I have two younger sisters.
No kidding. And they're back at the Faroe Islands?
Yeah.
Life is
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, peaceful. Nothing happens.
Nothing. Is it boring?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many islands are there in the Faroe Islands?
18.
18?
Yep.
Who knew that? Nobody. Wow. Are you on the biggest island?
I am, yeah. I'm in the capital.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. It's like 23,000 people.
23,000 people in the capital? No kidding. Yeah, it's about the size of, oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So life evolves. What do you want to do?
I want to be a dentist.
A dentist?
Yeah.
Back home?
Probably. I mean, I'm probably going to study in Denmark because we're part of Denmark.
Right.
And I'm going to go to school there, hopefully, probably, yeah.
Now, as I understand it, I hope I'm correct, higher education in Denmark is free.
It is. We get paid to go to school.
You get paid.
Yeah.
I got paid to go to the St. Charles Boys Home. Have you ever heard of that institution?
No.
Yeah, it's a highly coveted. So you're going to study dentistry. That's a heck of a haul.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's fine.
Tamori, how about, I know you want to be an engineer, but you go to school in Georgia?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to school in Georgia.
And is there, forgive me for not knowing this, is there a tuition?
Oh, public universities are free. Only privates, charge you money.
Got
And
it.
we got stipends for that too, so.
Yes, stipends for that too. Life is good.
It is, definitely.
Wow. So what's the most enjoyable thing you've done so far that you can share on live TV?
Traveled.
The what?
Traveled.
So what's the coolest place you've been to besides Geneva?
New York City.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, I think that's the coolest place. Because I'm from such a small,
Yeah, of course.
country, I always wanted to live somewhere, big. I think it's so exciting.
Did you fly to New York City or drive?
We flew.
You flew. Into
Yeah.
LaGuardia by chance?
Yeah.
So you came right by the Statue of Liberty? Were you able to see, were you on the left side of the plane?
No, we came in at night, so we didn't really see the statue.
okay.
But yeah, I got to see the statue. We took a boat or something. Yeah.
Did you do all the touristy stuff in New York City?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We did all of it. We did a lot of walking.
Oh, God, it's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
It's a fun city to walk.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Tamara? Besides, Chicago yesterday for your birthday.
Yeah, no, I traveled a lot too. I've been to 9 states, so.
Really?
I'm proud of that, yes.
So, and you travel with whom?
With my host families.
With the host? Wow. Drive and fly?
Yes, both of them.
What's the most enjoyable place you've been? Or unique, perhaps, not enjoyable, but unique.
I also go to Lake Tahoe, California. That was something.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Grand Canyon yet?
No.
No.
Have you seen the landfill? Have you seen the? No? Very similar. Inspiring. What don't we know about the Faroe Islands that we should know as citizens of the world?
I don't know.
What's the coolest thing ever to come out of the Faroe Islands, besides you?
There's not many cool stuff, but we have more sheep than humans. Yeah.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
Ben, make some T-shirts for that. Shirts for Georgia.
I think still the most important thing to know about Georgia is that we have our own language, Georgian. A lot of people assume we speak another language, English, Russian, or something like that, but it's one of the oldest languages, I'm pretty sure, in the world, so I'm really proud of that.
So when you were part of the Soviet Union, Georgians still spoke Georgian.
I mean, technically, it was obligatory to speak Russian in public, but I mean, families spoke Georgian, more or less.
How do you say good evening in Georgian?
Sagamom Shudobis.
I love Fritos, I think that's what you say. And from your beautiful city, how do you say good evening in your native language?
Gokkvald.
It's a pretty language.
Yeah. We have our own language. There's only about 70,000 people that speak it.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
To the dais. Comments? Yes, Alderperson Bauer.
I'm just going to be a nerd for a minute and ask which linguistic family each of your native languages are part of. So I don't know much about Georgian, and I don't know anything about Faro, but so you said it was one of the oldest languages,
Yes.
Georgian. Do you know, are there other languages that it's related to, or?
I don't think so, no.
No?
It's our own. We have our own
it's
alphabet.
totally.
Yeah, it's totally
Oh,
our
wow.
own. Yeah,
Very
somehow.
cool.
Yeah.
Very
How many
cool.
letters in the alphabet?
33.
33.
Yes.
And is it called Faro?
It's called Faroese.
Faroese? Okay.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like Icelandic.
Okay.
And it comes from it's a mix of Icelandic and Old Norse.
Old Norse.
Old
Yeah.
Norse.
Cool.
Yeah.
How many letters in the Faroese language?
28.
28.
Yeah.
How many letters in our alphabet? 20. Still 26. Trick question. Anyone else from the dais? Comments or questions for our two distinguished students? Are your families with you tonight?
Mine, yeah.
Host families?
Martha's. Martha's one of my host family.
Do you want to stand up and say anything?
Jeremy's in the back, and yeah. So
My house
they're with
is
me.
right there. Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
I would do a plug for AFS.
Yes, come on up to the podium.
Yes,
Because I'm going to ask these students if they know, and the host families if you know.
I've hosted a lot of exchange students, and it's such a cool experience. Like to have this person come into your life and show them everything. It just makes everything fun. Like even little things are fun. Like napkins. The rest of the world doesn't use napkins like Americans use napkins. Like we're all into where's the napkin, and they like never get messy or spill. This is what I've learned about most of the rest of the world.
We have some City of Geneva napkins to take home to your...
So I just want to do a plug for hosting. It's like an adventure, but all of life's an adventure. Just
Absolutely.
like try it out if you're interested.
Do either of you run cross country?
No.
I did.
You did run?
Landfill.
You ran here?
Yeah, I wasn't good at it, but I did it.
Pretty impressive scores from these gentlemen, huh? Or times?
Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
I just want to say it's been a lot of fun living half the year with Tamuri and, doing a lot of the family things and just seeing that the rest of the world has lots of, interesting youth in it and the rest of the world has a lot to teach us.
Indeed. Now, do you guys know the history of AFS?
Not.
Mary Jane?
No.
Of course, I know you do. Amazing. It started back in 1914.
Right.
Amazing.
And it was an ambulance.
It was a volunteer ambulance service.
Oh, I knew that.
Isn't that something?
It was. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
In fact, our fire chief is going to offer both of you a job to work at the... What else? What else? What are you guys doing later tonight? Anything?
I don't have anything much planned. Maybe prepare for school tomorrow. That's for sure.
Prepare for school tomorrow.
Yes. I got some homework to do, so.
Which class?
U.S. history.
You have my cell? Text me. I'll give you some answers. Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Spratt.
Mr. Sproul. What time?
It's my first period, so it's early. 7:40.
How about you? What's going on tonight? Anything fun?
I finished my homework, so I'm probably we're watching probably a TV show.
Okay, what's your favorite American TV show?
We're watching Ted Lasso.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen Dallas?
No. No.
Sears catalog? Sears.
Although the most fun would be to show these kids is Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because it's like Chicago.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a biography, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's like every exchange student I feel like has to see that.
Oh, heck yes, man. May I present you both with a little token of our appreciation?
Thank you.
Is that okay?
Thank you.
This is validated parking from the aquarium.
I'm glad to have that.
Good girl.
Best move, getting out of the shot.
We have for you both a little certificate of a warm welcome to our community.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to take a
Thank
nice
you.
picture over here. That's for you.
Thank you.
Okay, Glenn, you all set? I know it. Very cool. Okay, ready? Here we go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck at school tomorrow. Yeah. Do you know your principal pretty well, Mr. Rogers? I went to high school with your principal. So if you want some dirt.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Sweet.
They got chocolates from Graham's.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The best one.
With the Georgian flag.
I don't see one here.
No?
No.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much for hanging out. A special thank you to our athletes from Geneva Middle School North for meeting our guests from the Faroe Islands and Georgia. Thank you. You guys aren't sticking around for the firefighter presentation? I think they just flipped me off. Oh, Chief, the floor is yours. We have the privilege of Geneva Fire Department accreditation presentation. This is a big deal, and we should all feel very grateful to and proud of our firefighters.
Thank you much, Mr. Mayor, Council. Appreciate the time tonight. I believe I'm correct that the Faroe Islands, they have tunnels that connect most of their islands underneath the seabed, so they can get around without taking boats. So.
See, I told you it was big news over there.
Yeah. So, accreditation. We're here tonight to learn how to use the slide thing here. Overview of the accreditation process that we're undergoing right now. Talk about the foundational documents, and give an annual report to the authority having jurisdiction, which is the City Council. The department has been continuously accredited since 2001 through the Center for Accreditation International. This is our 5th reaccreditation cycle. So every 5 years, we go through this to be reaccredited. So March 31st, myself and the rest of the team submitted a lot of documents to the peer team. And from that point till about the middle of May, they'll be reviewing the documents, asking us questions via email. And then the week of June 8th, the 4-member team will be coming out here to do a visit, site visit. There's a team leader, 2 lead number 1s, and 1 learner peer team, and they will interview some of the folks in the room here, look at our documents, make sure we're credible. And if everything goes well, the week of the 17th in Rosemont this year, there'll be a commissioner's hearing where we go in front of the commission and either hopefully get reaccredited for the next 5 years. What is accreditation? It's an internationally recognized continuous improvement process through a self-assessment model, peer-reviewed with industry standards. Why do we do this? It encourages us as an organization for now 25 years to continuously get better through self-assessment, promotes excellence within the fire emergency services community, and provides assurance to peers and the public the department has a defined mission and objectives and strives to meet or exceed those at all times. So what's evaluated? 11 categories, all the way from governance and administration of the city, assessment, planning, goals, objectives, finance, our major programs such as fire suppression, EMS, public education, our physical resources, our human resources, training, competency, essential resources, external relationships, and health and safety. 250 performance indicators, which are about 2 to 3 pages long each, 47 criteria, and 96 of those are core, which otherwise we have to be credible in those to be reaccredited each and every time. This continues to evaluate. We're on the 10th edition. We'll go right into the 11th edition after this visit, where there'll be extra new things. In particular, coming up, emphasis on mental health and awareness. Mental health and safety is a bigger and bigger thing in the emergency services. Tonight, we'll talk a little bit about one of the foundational documents. Sometime this week, you'll get a memo from me. The foundational documents, community risk assessment, and standards of cover, and the strategic plan will be in your mailbox, drafts. You can pick them up, read them at your leisure, ask questions anytime in the next few weeks. Provide input if you wish, and make sure you're part of the process. What is a community risk assessment standard of covers? At the end of the day, the community risk assessment's the plan, and the standards of covers the execution. The community risk assessment looks at what hazards exist in our community, who is what likely at risk, and what is the likelihood and impact of those hazards. Some are very big impact, but very low probability. Some are high probability and very low impact. You take those, you define a plan around how you're going to react to fires, non-fire emergencies, train derailments, et cetera, and have a plan, what type of resources, what's the outcomes you want, and how you're going to measure that. The 2 gentlemen back in my room spent the past year rewriting the community risk assessment and all hazards assessment. So Deputy Chief Lose, Fire Marshal Schultz, he spent a lot of time. And it's come out with a couple 100-page document, complete revised, identifying all of our natural, technological, human, critical infrastructures, looking at risk assessments in fire and non-fire. We do a lot of things that are not fire. 70% of our work is EMS nowadays. We have technical rescue concerns. We have hazardous materials concerns. So there's a plan put together for all those. As an example tonight, we have 10,038 structures in this community, spread amongst low, moderate, high risk, commercial, multifamily residential, mixed use, et cetera. So 7,503 of our structures, properties are single family residence, which is 75%. They're all considered low risk for fire because the impacts, not to the family, but to the community is low. And the ability to execute that is something well within our capabilities. But all the way up to higher risk, and we have a new category this year called maximum risk, but nothing's scored into maximum. So if you had an oil refinery and whatnot, it'd probably be a maximum risk. Ultimately, it ends up with a map like this. You can't see the greens because all the houses are green, but it's very small greens. So the reds, like Home Depot, the hospital, the high school, places like that are the highest risk. There's some yellow, which is mostly commercial, industrial, retail. Some of the downtowns got a little bit of red because of the age of the buildings and the impact. And the majority of the community is green. So moving on, we're asked every year and against a couple of the PIs to talk to you guys about our performance. And on at least an annual basis, we'll need to notify you of any gaps in our performance and operations and what are we doing to close those gaps. And also on an annual basis, we notify you of any gaps between current capabilities and the level of service. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So one of the things we've started to do for the first time in this 5 years is measure how much we saved. So in this community, we have residential and commercial and property, and these are properties that suffered a fire at some point in this last 28 fires we had in the community in the last 5 years. So on the total, 97.79% of the property was saved, and contents is 99.66. As you'll notice under residential and commercial, the property saved is roughly the same percentage as the contents are different on residential versus commercial. Commercial's got a lot of valuable contents, very large buildings, terribly not involved in fires, where even a small house fire will cause smoke damage and water damage and what's not. So we're pretty proud of the fact that each time we go out, we're in the high 90s on saves, which is what we want to be. So that's something new. We'll track that on every fire from now future. Another thing we spent a lot of time on measuring is how long does it take us to get to where we need to be when there's an emergency. We call it total response time. It's made up of call processing time. You call 911, to the time they let us know, they have a minute to do that. As soon as we get the alarm, we have 1.5 minutes to get out the door, and we have 4 minutes to get there. So the total response time for the first due unit that can do something is 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's our benchmark standard. What impacts that? A lot of it's travel now. The increasing traffic that grows every year, the increasingly poor driver behavior to emergency vehicles, which we've all seen, weather, travel distance, and in the last few years, third rail project, Fabian Bridge resurfacing, and now we're in the East State and the soon to be Kirk Bridge replacement. So those have all impacts, some to the negative. One example we like to highlight is our EMS program. We went on 4,751 low, 2,763 high and medium, and 539 high EMS calls in 5 years. Our benchmark is 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Our total response time for lows is 36 seconds off. Mediums is 17, and high is we're to the positive. Now the good news is towards the end of this 2021 to 2025 cycle, in March of 2025, TRICOM and the fire agencies invoked and put in a new fire alerting system. And now we're seeing call handling times of 1 minute and 20 seconds drop down to 20 and 30 seconds. So we're going to gain about a minute. It's going to apply to the next cycle. We're going to close these gaps, and we're already closing these gaps, but 51 months of this cycle was the old way and 9 months is the new way. So it was too much to change the math. But these gaps are closable. They will be closed by automation. And both AI and automatic things that used to have to be a human being done. So this is a good news. So this is a gap. It's a gap we can close. The other thing we watch very carefully is how long it takes us to get our effective response force to a fire. What is an ERF? For us right now, it's a minimum of 18 fire personnel on the scene in 9 minutes and 30 seconds, 90% of the time, capable of producing 3,000 gallons per minute of fire flow. So this is the bread and butter of what we do. Most fires can be handled with 3,000 gallons per minute with this number of folks. Sometimes we get more, but the minimum. Alarm handling time, as we said, was high, but the last 4 fires that we looked at in 2025, the alarm handling time was 25 seconds. So we've already gapped that down to a positive. The total response time is 6:59, we believe is now more like 6:30. So that gap's been closed. Our ERF, which is everybody getting there. So as we've talked to many of you, we have our fire department. In a fire, we get Batavia, St. Charles, West Chicago, Elburn, North Aurora, South Elgin. They all come to help. Farther away, longer distances, travel times, the ERF has trouble forming sometimes. So both the new alarm handling time and also coming down the pipe is an automated system. So if we need West Chicago, our dispatch center has to call their dispatch center on the phone, give them all the information. Takes 2 to 3 minutes, slows things down. In the future, there'll be a center-to-center automatic transfer of the ticket. Pops up on the screen, they dispatch just as fast as we would. So we expect this stuff to start narrowing down over the next year or so as we get this technology in place. So again, a gap, we're working on it and trying to close it. And just a collection, not all of them, but some of the collections and things that are highlighted in red here are things that we believe are gap closers. So over the last 5 years, we've invested in and taken delivery of 2 frontline apparatus for our stations, a new engine and a new tower. When the tower came on board, we went Station 1 district to ALS capable. Now both of our frontline fire rigs are advanced life support capable. Everything an ambulance does without the stretcher. First on the scene, definitive care. We replaced the battalion chief's vehicle, fire marshal. We added a UTV. Why? Trails, the running hill, all the Fox River trails, the events. There's places we can't get to very easily. Within a year, we got a grant. We brought that up to advanced life support capability. So it has everything an ambulance would have and a little stretcher. So we can go out, grab them, bring them back, definitive care faster. Upgraded Boat 1 for the river. Safety-wise, we installed exhaust capture 2 years ago, protect the employees, replaced their entire self-contained breathing apparatus fleet. It had never been done before. They were out of date, and now we have safe, reliable, modern gear for the folks. 2 sets of gear for cancer, got a wash between. And now individual thermal imaging cameras in every riding position. So not only does the officer have one, they have a little one, so they can check out the dangers themselves. Capabilities, new extrication tools, battery operated, quick to deploy, vehicle stabilization to help speed up that. We've added a part-time fire inspector. We've increased our cadence and capabilities in fire inspections, so for prevention. Facilities we've secured with security cameras, access control, and as of any house, our house was 23 years old on East Side Drive, it needed a new roof. The 18th firefighter who disappeared in the Great Recession back in 2008 was replaced during this time period, back to 18. Deployment models, so what's that? What do we bring to a fire? We've added capabilities and resources because we need more people. We've identified that. Deputy Chief has done a good job of modeling that and said we need 2 additional engines. We've got our partners providing that. So I talked about the station alerting system we think is a game changer. And special teams who had been neglected for a number of years, we've reinvested in them. Thank you. And the water rescue team, we invested in them. Thank you. And then we have an enhanced capability of training. Everybody's getting into classes. We're getting them trained. We have a very defined training program now from day one to the 20th year. So people have slots to go into that they can be developed, and there's no guessing. So that's the end of my formal. As I said, any questions you have, and also I'll have the documents in your box this week so you can take a look at them.
Questions for the chief from the dais? Alderperson Bowring.
I don't have questions. I just want to congratulate you and all of your team, especially those in leadership with you. I remember when Martha and I first joined City Council and came to meet with you and got brought up to speed on all of the things that you guys do. I was very impressed, and I think it is tremendous, the work that you do, and the continual self-improvement, I think, is valuable professionally, obviously incredibly valuable to all of the citizens of Geneva, but I want to extend a huge thank you. I think it's great that the city's been able to meet some of these needs and make sure that you have the gear you need to keep all of your teams safe, both inside and outside of the stations, and I'm really impressed with all the progress you're making, and I really appreciate this update. That's
Thank you.
yeah, really,
There's a
really
lot of
great
people
work.
working really hard, so it's.
Yeah, and thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the dais? Alderperson Mayor?
I know you mentioned that people aren't paying as much attention to emergency vehicles lately. Is there anything that you can tell us with the construction on Kirk or on 38, what the best approach is? Just stay out of the way, get to the side?
We're going to make it a little easier. We are only going to use State Street if the incident's on State Street for the next 2 years to come westbound and eastbound. So we have alternative routing designed, slow and easy through the neighborhoods to get out around it, so we're not bottling up traffic and forcing people to make poor decisions when they panic and see us coming behind. If we have an incident on that, we'll come in from the sides and find our best way in. It changes by the day. It's something we just check every day. So that is specifically order been put in place 2 weeks ago, because eventually there's only going to be 2 lanes and there's going to be a big drop off, and we believe it's very unsafe for us to be out there, let alone pushing anybody to make a
Bad decisions?
bad decision. So we're going to try to help that. On the rest of the community, when we're coming, you know, it's obviously the message, pull to the right, not the left. Don't slam on your brakes in front of us. Things that apparently aren't being taught anymore in driver's ed. So, but nice and easy, but no jerky movements, and you know, try not to outrace us because it doesn't work out well for everybody. So, but it's a much harder thing to do now than 30 years ago driving an emergency. You just have to be a very defensive driver on the emergency side. So,
All right. Thanks, Chief.
sure.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Chief, Deputy Chief, Fire Marshal, thank you all very much.
Thank you. Appreciate the
Extraordinary
time.
work.
Thank you.
Amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments this evening? Item 5 is the omnibus agenda. All items marked with an asterisk are considered to be routine by this council, and this council can enact those items with a motion, a second, and a vote. Is there a motion? Motion by Paschke.
Second.
Seconded by Bowring. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowery?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Hilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Maliki?
Aye.
Marks?
Mark's aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye. With 10 votes in the affirmative, 0 votes in the negative, and 0 council members absent, the omnibus agenda has been approved. We jump to item number 8, municipal bills for payment. We kindly ask our city clerk to read the bills in their aggregate for our consideration.
Municipal bills for payment total $4,023,717.66.
Mayor, I move that we pay the bills as read, the individual items for which can be found in tonight's City Council packet, which is easily available on the city's website.
The motion is offered by Alderperson Bowering to pay the bills as presented, which are easily available in our city council packet and on the city's website. Is there a second? Second by Kasserag. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Maliki?
Aye.
Marks?
Mark's aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye. The municipal bills for payment have been approved to be paid with 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. We have no issues under the committee of the whole, as all were approved in the consent agenda. Therefore, we jump to item 10, presentations of ordinances and resolutions. 10A is considered Resolution 2026-45, authorizing the execution of a change order with Vaughn Electric Incorporated to provide and install a temporary generator at the police department. Mayor makes the motion. Bowering makes the second. And the floor is City Administrator Voits.
Thank you. The resolution before the council is a request for a change order for a project that was approved by this body in 2025. It is for a new generator at the police department. This change order is to address a gap that will occur between the replacement. And this is to keep a consistent power supply during the cutover period. This purchase was made through a State of Illinois grant. The city is front funding and we will be reimbursed by the grant. And I do have Facilities Manager Pete Adams here, as well as Pete Collins, if there are any questions specifically as to why it is important to have something to fill the gap, which I think is about 2 weeks, if the council has any questions.
Any questions for either Mr. Adams or Mr. Collins regarding this matter? Very well. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Maliki?
Aye.
Marks?
Mark's aye.
10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. Resolution 2026-45 has been approved. Item 10B, consider Resolution 2026-46, adopting IDOT's Form BLR 14220 and 14222 for fiscal year 27 local road management costs. Bowering makes the motion, Paschke makes the second. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. This resolution before the council is an annual resolution required by IDOT in order for the city of Geneva to utilize our motor fuel tax funds. We did receive a council question on this item that was published to the website, and we do have Director Babica here if there are additional questions.
Any questions for the director? If not, City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Maliki?
Aye.
Marks?
Mark's aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Resolution 2026-46 has been approved with 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. Item 10C, consider ordinance number 2026-07, proposing the establishment of Special Service Area Number 35, the Midwest Industrial Fund's Geneva Industrial Park, City of Geneva, Kane County, Illinois. Palmquist with the motion, Mayor with the second, and the floor is Ms. Voits.
Thank you. The ordinance before the council this evening is a procedural step forward for the MIF MWI Industrial Park that is outlined, that this process was outlined in the annexation agreement. The special service area is required as a backup financing mechanism to cover the maintenance of stormwater detention, conservation easement, and common areas associated with the development on the property. This is the first step in the process of creating this SSA. The milestone dates were outlined in the executive summary, and we have both Director Timoshenko and Director Babica here if there are additional questions.
Questions for the director from the dais or from Mr. Marks remote? City Clerk, please take the roll.
Palmquist.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye.
Bowering.
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
Marks.
Marks, aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Ordinance 2026-07 has been approved with 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. Item 10D is consider ordinance 2026-08, proposing the establishment of Special Service Area Number 36, the Roosevelt, City of Geneva, Kane County, Illinois. Bowery makes the motion, and Paschke makes the second. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. This is the second ordinance for the council's consideration this evening. This is to establish an SSA for the Roosevelt mixed-use development. Per the terms of the TIF 3 redevelopment agreement, the city may establish a backup SSA to be used in the future should the project not generate the increment necessary to meet their funding obligation. The SSA will remain dormant for 10 years and be available in the future if needed. The milestone dates are also included in the executive summary, and we have Director Timoshenko here if there are additional questions.
Questions for the director? City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowering.
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
Marks.
Marks, aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye. Ordinance 2026-08 has been approved with 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. We are at item number 11, public comment. Anyone wishing to address the council, it's your turn to do so. It's our turn to listen to your comments, and the floor is open.
Hello, everyone. Before I get on with my usual talking about what we've got coming up, I thought I would say a few words about the Swedish Days Parade, which I'm certain all of you are aware has had a little conversation lately. The Chamber, with much thought, we chose to forego the Swedish Days Parade for 2026. We did so to preserve assets. We reorganized or reallocated investment elsewhere to try and really improve the amount of activity that was going to be happening in the downtown on that Sunday. It was not a decision that was reached lightly. When we did then make the announcement, that was on Monday, the 7th of April. Following that on Tuesday, we received a very gracious offer that we simply could not refuse from Jeff Hampton of State Street Jewelers and organized by organized by Kelly Voss, who is State Street Jewelers' general manager. They really felt that they needed to do something to save the parade. Kelly, with a group of wonderful ladies, and I do want to mention all of their names. So you had Susie from Enluro, you had Lynn from Liz and Kate's, you had Courtney at Urban Artisan, Jennifer from the Royal Wren, Pam from Blinka, and Terry from the Geneva History Museum. This wonderful group of women, I have started calling them Kelly's posse, wanted to take the ball and make the parade still happen. I met with Kelly on that Wednesday. By Friday at 2, we had worked out the logistics and given them the information they needed so that they could take and run with this ball. State Street Jeweler is the primary sponsor. They are paying for much of the parade. It will be a smaller parade. A lot of the acts that we would have traditionally brought in were simply no longer available. But that said, I think will return the parade to a very community-focused parade, and I think it will run very well. In addition to State Street Jewelers, we have had others step up and assist in the sponsorship of the parade, including the Little Traveler, as well as Stockholm's. I need to just kind of comment about what this means more on a personal level, an emotional level. Prior to this event, I've had so many people say, I really don't go to the parade anymore, or really just not be enthusiastic about it. But since this debate has started, I have had more and more people come up to me thanking us for saving the parade and commenting that, I haven't gone, but I'm definitely going this year. So our goal, the Chamber's goal to try and reinvigorate, re-energize Sunday, I think will happen. With Sunday being re-energized, this should have a great benefit to our not-for-profit service organizations as well as the business community. So we are extremely hopeful that this will work. We are amazed at the generosity and the kindness of the community, which I just deeply thank them, and especially Kelly and her posse. They truly are. They're just absolutely wonderful people who love and care about our community, and we are blessed to have them here. I know I'm not supposed to ask or offer or debate or anything, but if you guys do have any questions about the parade, please feel free to reach out to me directly, and I will address whatever concerns that you have. All right, now that we've got that over with, we'll talk about what has just recently happened and what is coming up. So this past weekend, we had the coffee crawl. Over 300 people coming into our community, going to 31 different venues, sampling various coffee-related type drinks. We used to just have about 20 venues on the list. And when we did that, the people tried to hit all 20 venues. And it was a rushed experience. So over the years, we have found that we have increased the number of venues to about 30, and nobody can do them all. So people don't even try, they don't rush. Instead, they have a much more relaxed and enjoyable time. We have some people that are coming in and they've been doing it every year. We have some folks that it's their first year. We had 3 ladies who came all the way from Davenport, Iowa for this event. Unfortunately, in talking with them, I forgot to ask if it was their first year or not, so I don't know. But so we do draw people in from quite a range in demographic. Continuing on to other items, everybody should be receiving their community guide. That is being mailed to every household and business here in Geneva and should be arriving, if not already, over the next few days. This coming Saturday, Friday and Saturday, we have the citywide garage sale. What the Chamber does is we allow folks to participate in this where they will be on a map for where they're at. They can list the prominent items that they are trying to sell during the garage sale items. The maps are available digitally, or you can print a PDF of it. We have 102 families participating this year in the citywide garage sale. Last year, the number was just a little over 80. coming up in a couple of weeks on Saturday, May 2nd, is the Art Explosion. This is a joint event between the Geneva Business Merchants and the Chamber of Commerce. 45 artists of varying mediums will be spread throughout the downtown area for people to go, see, enjoy, ask questions. It is something that is a first-time event, and to have 45 folks signed up for it, we consider that a great success. Hopefully the weather will be kind, and it'll be a wonderful, wonderful event for everyone involved. Also on that day is a free comic book day going on at the Geneva Public Library. So if you want to have a little bit of a, lightheartedness in the day, pop on over to the library for that. And last but not least, kind of on a surprise note, you all know that I'm not really big on social media and don't understand it. And tomorrow I am doing an interview with Johanna Patterson, the two self-proclaimed biggest cheerleaders for Swedish Days with Tri-City Central. So I'm venturing into the social media wear. Wish me luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, we'll jump to new business from and by the council. Anyone? Anything? Alderperson Bowring?
Thank you, Mayor. I have been asked to share with the council and the public that our local American Legion Post 75 has started opening itself back up for some social gatherings. So the third Thursday of the month, they're open to the public. There will be food and drinks for sale, and there is a meat raffle with meats from Country Village Meats. They had their first such gathering last week, and it went very well. Several of my neighbors and friends managed to come home with meat from the raffle. If you want more information, their website is genevapost75.org, and I'm also told they have a Facebook page, which I can't access because Facebook does not want me. But anyway, I hope people will turn out for this. I think it's exciting that they're getting themselves organized to be open again, and this is a great way to try to support the Legion. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderperson Paskey, Alderperson Kilberg?
I just wanted to call people's attention to a couple events that the King County Health Department is hosting coming up at their Aurora site on April 21st, and the Elgin Health Department site on April 23rd from 4:30 to 6:30 both days. They'll be giving out gun cable locks, naloxone, and 988 signs and stickers for community members.
Thank you. Alderperson Kilberg?
Yeah, just a shout out to Nick and Jimmy Nicolou and the grand opening of their Honeybird Chicken Shack on East State Street. They opened within the last couple of weeks, and the response has been very good. Congratulations to Economic Development for their support of the project, and we wish them well.
Thank you. Anyone else? A motion to adjourn is in order. Kosterog makes the motion. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye. We are adjourned.
Good evening, everyone. Committee of the Whole meeting called to order for Monday, April 20th. Let us show that all alderpersons are present, except for Alderperson Marks, who is tuning in remotely via technology. First order of business, to approve Committee of the Whole minutes from April 6th. Do we have a motion? Second. Motion by Paschke, second by Bowring. Voice vote? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Wonderful. All right, we will move on. Our items of business. 3A is consider a draft resolution authorizing the annual purchase of material and supplies from Sourcewell. Contract 22west.wesco for 2027 electrical distribution projects in amount not to exceed $560,000. Is there a motion? Any questions from the dais on the item? Oh.
Thank you. The resolution before the council is a request to utilize Sourcewell, which is a program that bids contracts for governmental and not-for-profit organizations. The city council approved access to Sourcewell. It was on the consent agenda this evening, so just approved. This request falls in line with the very recently approved program. Superintendent Holton did include an additional memo attached to the executive summary that further explains the item, and we received 2 questions specific to this item as well. I do want to note there's a date, the memo references an earlier approval. That was actually the consent agenda item for tonight, R 2026-38. So the date referenced in the memo, just if there was any confusion there. And we do have Superintendent Holton here if there are any additional questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, hearing none? Alderperson Marks, any questions? All right, voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Wonderful. Moving on. Item 3B, to consider a draft resolution authorizing the annual purchase of transformers from United Utility Supply and Annexter Wesco in amount not to exceed $100,000. City Administrator?
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Boy, the pressure to just get this thing rolling. Take a breath.
All right, the item before this council this evening is a request to accept bids for annual purchase of transformers from 2 companies. Superintendent Holton did include an additional memo on top of the executive summary that details the specifics of this request, including some changes to requirements for transformers. He is here if there are any additional questions, and this item was also included in some council questions that were posted to the website.
All right, we do have a motion and a second. Any questions from the dais? None, I see none from Alderperson Marks. Voice vote, all in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Wonderful. 3B passed. Item 3C, to consider draft resolution authorizing execution of a contract for water main replacement and citywide crack sealing with Girardi Sewer and Water Company in an amount not to exceed $177,000 and $1.50. All right, motion by Bowering, Alderperson Paschke with the second. City Administrator.
Thank you. This is the presentation of an item that received 6 bids. This was an item that's reflected in the fiscal year 2027 budget. The authorization that is sought tonight is for the lowest responsible bidder, and it is Girardi Sewer and Water Company. And we do have the Assistant Director of Public Works, Nate Landers, here if there are additional questions.
Questions from the dais? Alderperson Marks?
No questions.
All right, and voice vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Item 3C passed. Great job, everyone. Public comment. Anyone from the audience? No? New business from the dais? Yeah. Alderperson Kilberg.
Yeah, I want to bring up a topic. I think obviously the community has been talking about the last few weeks, the discussions surrounding the parade cancellation. And fortunately, as we found out tonight and we read last week, local sponsors have salvaged a scaled back parade for this summer, which I think is fantastic. I think questions surrounding the city's sponsorship program for 26-27 still remain unanswered, and a council assessment of last year's $50,000 sponsorship I think would be helpful. As a result, I would simply ask that we add to the committee of the whole meeting for May 4th, date certain, the following. Simply, a council discussion on a review of the city's $50,000 25-26 sponsorship and our sponsorship intentions for 26-27. And I present that then to the council that hopefully we could take that up as a committee of the whole discussion on our next meeting, which I believe will be May 4th. So any other thoughts on that?
I'd definitely be in support of, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I was going to, other person furnish.
You were looking at me and pointing
Yeah, that's
over
fine.
there, so.
Yeah. Other person furnish? Questions or comments?
Yeah, I have to agree with, we need to bring up this issue with the chamber, if we're going to give them grant or what we're going to do with them, how we're going to partner with them. You saw the nice brochure, they sent out to everybody. I'm sure some of you got it. I mean, they run into, some expenses, for marketing, mailings, and these events that are coming up, and I think we should, if we can move forward in May, first meeting, it would be nice, to discuss this.
Alderperson Kostrad?
I'd agree. I just think there's a lot of questions that the community is wondering. I know we have a grant program presentation coming up soon, but I don't feel like we've answered sort of the bigger questions of what's going on with the chamber. And I think it'd be a good time for all of us to talk about what we see the city's relationship with the chamber going forward. Thank you. So I'd be in agreement.
Alderperson Barry?
With all due respect, I think that right now the city council is a little bit in danger of getting in the way of an established process that's already in motion between city staff and the chamber. I totally agree there are unanswered questions, but I believe as all of city council has been made aware, there is an ongoing exchange of information between city staff and the chamber, and I think the thing that is most responsible is to let that process play out rather than city council trying to wade in the middle. So I'm not in favor of trying to direct city staff to do something or set up a discussion for us before they deem it to be the most appropriate time. My understanding currently is that city staff is still in the middle of those discussions and is in fact waiting for more information from the chamber per the letters that I believe were made available to city council. I don't quite remember whether they were all public or not, but I would strongly prefer to defer to city staff on the direction here.
Anyone else?
I was just
Alderperson
going
Palmquist?
to weigh in and deferring to city staff and see this, if the discussion is kind of a status update or where things are at, because there's been some gap in when the last time I could support that kind of a discussion and outcome to be able to get our, council's understanding of where we're at in the process and if that, where we are with the grant program and
Sure.
have a chance to ask any other relevant questions at that point.
Sure, I appreciate that, thank you. So staff finished our council meetings on Friday of last week, and it was important to us that we met with all of the council members and had the opportunity to discuss the concept. I do want to mention that we had not shared with the chamber that we were thinking of a grant program. That was a conversation that we were hoping to have with them, so we're a little bit backwards at this point. That being said, our next step is to sit down with them and talk to them and start to close those loops. But We are moving forward in the process. As I expressed to everyone in the meetings, we are looking to be very thorough and comprehensive in our approach as we are looking to create a program that will allow the city and the chamber to have a very clear-cut process and understanding. So that's where we are. We are continuing to move forward, but from Friday to Monday, there hasn't been anything finalized or wrapped up. We are planning to bring something forward to the council in May, which is what I believe we talked about in our conversations, and that is still the plan. And I'm happy to put together a little bit more of a timeline because I do understand there was a little bit of a gap in the meeting. So if that would be helpful, I'd be happy to do that. But we are still moving forward as planned, and we've had great conversations with the chamber about their event application. So communication continues. We do still have the outstanding item, but I'm very pleased with the progress that staff has made thus far.
No,
Mr. Kilberg?
I didn't intend to have this get into a discussion this evening. I'm just simply saying, I think that as we enter the new year, May 1st, I think it would be helpful to both the city and to the council, as well as to the Chamber of Commerce, to know where they're at so that they can do their budgeting. Obviously, Swedish Days is upon us, and what we do really would have little or no impact on that event probably, but quickly in succession, we have the Arts Fair, we have Festival of the Vine, and then at the end of the year, we have the Christmas Walk. All those things I think are important, and I think I would be interested in hearing what the council individually's thoughts are on it, and I think a discussion, I think for the benefit of the community would be helpful as this process proceeds, and I don't know if you can draw conclusions from one-on-one or one-on-two discussion. I think as a committee of the whole, I think these are the types of things that should be discussed. And I think it's helpful for the community because it does show a level of transparency, and especially with what's transpired over the last few weeks with the cancellation of the parade, I think there are a lot of questions. I've been approached more than once for a clarification or some thought on what's going on. And I think it would be helpful for us to know exactly how the last year's $50,000 was employed by the chamber. And again, I'm talking about stability here. I'm thinking, I think it's important that we have a good working relationship with our chamber. And I think this is a step in the right direction. And I think our decision as a council, I think, has ramifications on other events as it relates to the city and our requests to the community, like referendums. I think that's a peripheral issue, but I think that it does set the tone for the community and the relationship of our body and our ability to get things addressed and accomplished. If you recall, I've been asking for some of this on 3 or 4 occasions since September, and again, it's been protracted, and I think, at least personally, I've been patient. I think it's time that it reaches our agenda, and that as a council, we discuss, I think, a relevant topic. So that's all I'm going to say.
If there's nobody else, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to provide some comments.
Yeah, please.
I will say for the record, which I have been hesitant to do so, but I want to say and I want to state very clearly, the issues that have not yet been resolved with our friends at the Chamber of Commerce are multiple. The two most salient are answering the fundamental question of how and why the Chamber of Commerce had a negative swing of $463,000 between 23 and 24. Second, we had chamber representatives stand up in this room and say unequivocally, and I'll paraphrase, we received funding from the city in 2023, but nothing in 2024. False. The Chamber's own financial statements, as required by law to be filed with the Internal Revenue Service, showed that of the $189,000 the city granted to the chamber as part of the hotel motel tax, 136,000 of that was transferred to 2024 fiscal year. In other words, they didn't spend what they received. So they transferred 2/3 plus of that money to 2024. In 2024, we created a grant program that we'll all see again. I have never, in my 40 years as a professional fundraiser, seeking grants from donors, asked to have a grant program modified to make it easier on me. That's what the chamber did. We read a statement that the chamber was looking for $9,900 sponsorships in their 4 city-sanctioned festivals. I came up with the idea to say, guess what? Let's crack open a $50,000 gift, limit it to no strings attached. We'll be the sponsors of those 4 sanctioned city festivals. All of you recall fondly that the chamber has said from the get-go, respectfully, that their success hinges on promoting these events, promoting Swedish Days, Arts Fair, Festival of the Vine, Christmas Walk, promoting. Of the $50,000 gift provided the Chamber of Commerce, 7% of that gift was used for promotion. 7%. We have yet to receive, despite multiple council members in this room, profit and loss statements on Swedish Days, Arts Fair, Festival of the Vine, and Christmas Walk. Has anyone received those? Precisely. So the unanswered questions are relevant to the staff's extraordinary work to bring us all together so we can have a conversation, not on why aren't we funding the chamber, but more importantly, how can we best support the chamber in a way that holds them accountable like we do every other organization we provide funding for. Next to the chair, at the head of the table, is all the correspondence between the chamber and the city of Geneva, all public documents. Everybody's been foiling this. You can have them. Everyone wants them. You can have them. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, we have asked since 2019, with chamber staff, executive board members present, how would we move together to recalibrate our relationship? The response has been twofold. It's our money, give it to us. It's always been our money, give it to us. That's our money, you took it from us. The hotels and motels in this community came to the city of Geneva and said, we ain't getting the bang for the buck from the organization that you're funding through the hotel and motel tax we raised. That's when the conversation began, in 2019. And all of you present in 2019 will recall that at a strategic goals and objectives workshop, the council said, and I quote, it's time to have a conversation with the chamber. And what happened that next day, or that Monday? The chamber was advised by somebody, who knows, that heads up, the city's gonna defund you. And that conversation went on for years. And what happened when we supported, through consent by the council, the Convention and Visitors Bureau? Prior to that vote, we received letters from chamber members saying, don't defund the chamber. Every letter I received, I called that chamber member and I said, here's some perspective and context. And they said, and I quote, oh, I didn't know. I was just asked to sign the letter. That's a bummer. And then what happened later when a statement was made by the chamber, and respectfully, the chairman of the chamber board said, it's been a little bit of a whiplash moment here for the last month. We might have to cancel Swedish Days if the city does not give us money. Oh, we're not going to cancel Swedish Days. And then a letter went out to the nonprofits, who, by the way, have to pay $1,000 to the chamber to have their booth on city property. That's our canvas. And said in this letter, contact your council members. The city, without funding us like they used to at a level we are used to, is going to destroy Swedish Days, we might have to cancel. And then all of a sudden, the nonprofits called and said, oh my God, don't cancel because we make our money off that. One not-for-profit said, and I quote, our beer gardens are no longer Tuesday through Sunday success. It's really Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and mostly Friday and Saturday. We do not do well on Parade Sunday. And quite frankly, during the week, we don't do well at all. I offered a little bit of background. I said, your beer festival, your beer tent was the cat's meow for how many decades? Until approximately 8 years ago, maybe 10, another beer garden, and I'll continue, opened up a beer garden 2 blocks away from their beer garden, causing more competition. Okay, that's fine. We have received nothing but criticism regarding, concern about, but all of you, while given some of the facts, don't have all the facts yet. Answer me this. Why was there a $463,000 swing from 2023 to 2024? Why is it you could stand up in front of a council meeting in public and say, we got no money in 2024, when in fact your documents state we transferred 2/3 of the money from 23 to 24? And third, May 15th is the big date in the Internal Revenue Service. Why? Because that's when non-for-profit organizations, 501c3s, 501c6s, 501c19s, you name it, have to file their 990 statements. How are we, as a council and purveyors of the purse, how can we abandon our fiduciary responsibility and say, let's just make something work prior to knowing how the organization we may want to fund is doing financially? I don't think we can. I don't think we can. What has occurred in the relationship, while at the first 10, 15 years has been very good, over the course of the last 8 or so, we've discovered some serious issues. And if those issues reach a certain level, it ain't the funding organization, it ain't the organization we fund who gets in trouble, it's us. Because we are skirting Illinois statute. I have been advised time and time again, don't speak, don't say this, keep quiet, it'll all work out. And I believe that's true. But I can no longer remain silent. We are all being challenged once and for all. Do we maintain the oath of office we took to uphold the city ordinances and the Illinois statute when it comes to funding external organizations? Or do we say, I say we do not say, That's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Anyone else from the dais? Alderperson Kosrog?
I appreciate everything that the mayor just shared, but I don't know that it answers our question about discussing it as a council. We know how you feel, but how do we feel? And I think the public is asking us to have a conversation to know how we feel. I guess we know how you feel, you're on the record, but
everyone else should be on the record too.
That's right, and I'd like to have that conversation.
May 11th, that conversation will be held, not May 4th. May 18th, the conversation will be considered a council, not May 11th. We're going to have a special meeting on May 11th. Everybody in this room knows these facts. Everybody in this room knows these facts.
I just want to make sure, I thought that might come up. I'm glad to hear whatever's happening on
the 11th.
The 11th is a committee of the whole. I do want to make sure that when we do that, we're not limited in our discussion to the topic on the agenda, and that we can talk about things in more generality. I don't want to, in other words, oh, Alderman, that's not relevant to this. That's for another day.
No, committee of the whole meetings operate under the Robert's Rules of Order. If a committee of the whole member wishes to suspend those rules, you can do so. I would encourage highly not to speak generalities, but specificity, because here, specificity matters. Specificity is key. And all of us I know in this room have all the information relative to, I think, making a good decision, and I think also weighing that decision based on what has happened in the recent past.
So we have a means to discuss this.
So as
On
in the individual
May
meetings with the council members, we expressed that we would be bringing forward a program for consideration. We wanted to discuss that program with the chamber privately first. However, here we are. So we will go ahead and say the plan is to have a special meeting on May 11th to discuss the grant program and any future, the in-kind services, et cetera, that we talked about in detail in our meetings, with then the plan to move forward to the following council meeting. So.
Alderperson Bowering?
Thank you, Chair. I guess I'm fine with taking this conversation up when staff feels it's appropriate. I guess I'm curious without putting Alderperson Kosarag on the spot. I understand wanting to be able to have a conversation that covers all of the topics you're interested in, but I think we're always confined to what's listed on the agenda because that is part of the Open Meetings Act. So I guess I would request that if there are specific issues that you're hoping to be able to discuss, that you say what they are so that we can ascertain if they're going to be covered or not. But I mean, I think in general, we're always asked to limit our focus to things that are directly pertinent to whatever's on the agenda, because otherwise we're not being transparent, as has been brought up. Otherwise, we risk violating Illinois statute.
Staff's intention with the May 11th meeting would be to present the future program, future being this year, bringing that program forward for review and hopefully ultimately approval. It would not be, our intention was not to bring forward any previous items outside of the pertinent history, as to pertinent history being the fact that there used to be an agreement where the chamber was a contractor with the city. That is no longer the case. Just really making sure that for the public's sake, they understand that piece of background, which I do think is relevant and important. That would really be it in terms of history. We're very focused on setting the tone of moving forward and what in staff's review, working with the attorneys, what the most appropriate path forward in terms of creating that transparency and accountability. As we talked with all of you, that would be the program. We're not looking to do a big presentation of everything that's been reviewed. We're very focused on where we are going from here.
If I might just respond to that. So it sounds like the topic for discussion on May 11th will be the grant program in general, to which the chamber might eventually be an applicant who would follow the same procedures as every other applicant. Therefore, it would not really be a conversation focused on the current or past or recent past situation with the chamber. I guess I would suggest that at some future date, not to be determined now, taking up one of the points that Alderperson Kilbrick brought up, which is looking back at the $50,000 grant that was given last year as a sponsorship, looking at that. I don't recall if we got much feedback on that. I understand we gave it with very few strings attached. It sounds like there was some ability to analyze how that money was spent, but it sounds like we are perhaps not in possession of full profit and loss statements. But I guess I would suggest that it might be helpful down the line to take that up to sort of see how that worked, so that if there's ever a situation down the line where the city considers that for any organization, we would have some review of how that worked and whether we were satisfied or not satisfied, or what ways we might want to change that type of arrangement down the line. But I think it makes sense to give staff enough time to prepare such a retrospective. And I don't think that should be contingent on any discussion of the grant program, because the grant program is not focused solely on the chamber.
So in terms of the presentation that was referenced, and this was something that was discussed in some of the meetings as well, that is on the list of things to run through, and we've had a cursory conversation with the chamber about that, about what goes into a city council presentation. So those discussions will be ongoing, but we felt it was more important to get the grant program dialed up and just really go through this again from a procedural perspective to make sure that we are getting things lined up and cleared out from this point forward.
So is a pending special meeting for the committee hall on May 11th to discuss satisfactory?
To discuss the grant program.
Correct.
Okay.
Just to clarify, Alderperson or Kilberg, because I think we're discussing a grant program possibly, because I know you mentioned sponsorship. I just wanted to ask you like for clarification between the two, or.
I think we were told last year's sponsorship program is legal. I don't know the extent of the grant program, but I really think we're talking about two different programs. I think the sponsorship program, I think, would be one item, because we're talking, or it's encompassing more money than what the grant program has, the way that it's been described to myself has been described, where we're talking about maximum of $2,500 grants.
I see.
The grant program, the $2,500 grant program that you're referring to is the Destination Geneva grant program. And what was talked about in the meetings is the fact that we have a set program for those grants. So it makes a lot of sense to any other funding opportunities, grant opportunities for businesses in the city of Geneva, that it makes sense to pivot to a grant program. There was no discussion or implication that $2,500 would be the cap. It was the comparison of the Destination Geneva grant program. The discussion, the program that we plan to bring forward is a grant program. Again, that will be open to any businesses or nonprofits in the community. I don't want to get, I feel like the cart is already before the horse in terms of our ability to have conversations with the organization that has been brought up that is a specific area of concern. But I do want to emphasize it is a grant program.
I've tried for 8 months to have some type of a discussion around this. I tried again tonight. I didn't realize we were going to get into all the detail. It's a late evening. You know, what we think we might feel is relevant, but what the community thinks and the attitude on the streets of Geneva, I think, are questioning. And I think what I'm proposing, I think, would be helpful, but if it's not to be, at least I gave it a try.
The May 11th meeting will take place. We are going to post that meeting as an open meeting. The discussion will be on the grant program, absolutely.
You know, some communication that we were going to do this would be helpful. I mean, then I wouldn't have had a...
Alderperson Kilberg, respectfully speaking, you're the one who brought this up in our new business. This was never to be discussed tonight. We could have easily shared with you.
I brought up what under new business that was not appropriate?
No, you brought up the whole topic.
Well,
But now you shy away respectfully of all the facts.
How do we, as a committee of the whole, bring forward a topic that we'd like to discuss as a council?
Well, you did so, exactly.
Okay, and how do we get it on the agenda? Because I've tried since September on this item, and it's never been successful.
What you've tried is to allow a chamber representative to make a presentation, which they made in December of 2024 via email. Let me share with you some additional facts, ladies and gentlemen. May 27th, 2025. No, you need to hear some facts, Dean, because you're being asked to blindly invest money in an organization that has demonstrated publicly and in financial document.
Mayor, you're accusing me of something here, I think, addressed it to the chair.
I'm not, Mr. Chairman, I believe Alderperson Kilberg is not interested in the facts. So I want to share some facts with the benefit, or for the benefit of this committee of the whole. May 27th, 2025, I wrote this council. In the spirit of our long-standing and mutually beneficial relationship, the city offered the chamber $50,000 to direct investment to become the presenting sponsor of the 4 festivals. I also wrote to you that they accepted. Fine. What you didn't know is, prior to that, when we shared with them the grant program, they submitted a 5-page response with 20-some-odd questions. Again, we're the grantor. No grant recipient that I know of have ever said to anyone perhaps considering an investment, I don't like the way this is structured. So please be mindful that on May 11th, this is not a what does the chamber or what does any other organization think about our grant program. It's only up to us. Period. Period. We have, unfortunately, some significant issues. And let me just share one more for everyone's benefit. As you probably know, the city of Geneva employs a geofencing company to help track how many people come to town, when they come to town, etc. And this is not a pleasant point to share, but it's an important one. The organization that we're discussing continues to offer sponsorships for the 4 sanctioned city festivals based on data of those who attended. It's anecdotal, it's not data. Look up the 2026 sponsorship perspective for Swedish Days. 200,000 people come to Swedish Days. Not true. Not true by a long shot. The last time Swedish Days had more than 70,000 participants was 2019, or guests, excuse me. We have the data. So that raises a question in and of itself. If we're sponsoring these events where 200,000 come to Swedish Days, we couldn't fit those people in town, quite frankly. That's 40,000 people a day. Some 40,000 come to Festival of the Vine, 25,000 people come to the art fair. Not true, not true, not true. Christmas walk, about 10,000. That's pretty close to being accurate. All these elements, I believe, are relevant in forwarding a grant program so that when we make investments in, we receive data back to validate our investment. We cannot, in my humble opinion, move forward without recognizing the disparities that occurred these last multiple years. And while it's an uncomfortable conversation, it's a necessary one. Because the last thing we want is for someone to say, gee, I didn't know. The Chamber of Commerce has stated, and the representatives they sent to the meetings, Alderperson Kasserag was present, they acknowledged that some of the actions they took with respect to the monies invested through the hotel motel tax was not consistent with Illinois statute. How do we as a body say, forget about it? So yes, May 11th will be the meeting. May 18th will be the final discussion at the City Council. It'll be a grant program. It'll be a reimbursement program, just like we do for everybody else. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, as far as being the chair tonight, I think I think we just need to have something in front of us. I mean, I think we're moving forward to having a discussion, and we can actually see something on paper as far as what it looks like, and if it's something that we agree works out as a grant program, then great. If we all hate it and want to somehow to support, our stakeholders in a different way, we go that way after we see the actual what staff puts together. So, anyone else? Alderperson Bowring?
I just wanted to note, Chair, in reference to something that was brought up by one of my colleagues here tonight, I think the procedure that I have seen carried out in my time on council for bringing topics to the council, requesting that they be discussed at committee of the whole, is to bring them up, see if there are other members of the council who are also interested, but not to dictate to staff exactly when that happens. and instead to understand that for some topics it may be longer, for some topics it may be shorter, the time frame before which it can come before us. And respectfully, I think when there is a topic with as much history as the one we've been discussing tonight, it's pretty unfair, in my opinion, to berate staff or the mayor as if they were purposefully preventing us from talking about things. I think everyone on this dais has been made aware of progress when it has happened related to this particular issue, and progress has been slow. It has been hard to come to an agreement, to a consensus, to a clear understanding of what exactly is going on. I know that there are topics that were suggested that sometimes take a year or two before we get to a full policy discussion, and that can be really frustrating, but it is also part of the way that public administration works, because you don't want to rush a big policy discussion. You want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. So I want to thank city staff, because based on my meeting, which was I think the last one on Friday, there's been a tremendous effort put in by city staff to work with stakeholders and understand all of what needs may exist, and to make sure, frankly, that we are being responsible with taxpayer money. I think it's very, very important, particularly in these times where money is tight for a lot of people, that we are not profligate with that money, that we are not giving it out just because somebody says they think they really should get it. I think we need to follow the same procedures for every organization that is interested in taxpayer money, and I fail to see why that is an unreasonable expectation. So I just want to extend my gratitude again to city staff, because I know this has been a long process for them as well, and I want to express my confidence in them and my sense that they are not holding out on us, that this is just complicated. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderperson. Any last words before we?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Good night, everyone.